Wow.
It's a long bio.
That's a lot of stuff.
It is.
That's wonderful.
It's quite a bit.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. It's been a long road, and I'm happy to have received the accolade most recently from Northwestern in my PhD.
Have you gotten used to being called doctor?
No, about the only person that ever calls me that is you and some other administrators at the university, but my parents certainly don't, and none of my friends do. So
That's quite an honor, and congratulations again.
thank you.
We're here today to talk about leadership, and one of the reasons, or many reasons, why I wanted to gain your perspective on the concept of leadership. But as a newly graduated doctoral student, about to embark on a very exciting career, and certainly a career that will involve leadership, I'd just like to know what it means to you. It's such an elusive term, and I'm wondering how you define it. What do you think of leadership?
Well, you started off with the most difficult question first, I think. I think leadership is a tough term to define, because when you just think of what it means, kind of just based on the exact definition, is that you lead people. And I think that people get into those types of roles having come from a diverse number of backgrounds, but usually those people are, or many times they are alpha males or alpha females, and very forceful in the way that they approach things. And I think that that's probably not one of the best approaches to leadership. I think the two best qualities for a very, very good leader is the ability to listen and understand the values and the ideas and the creativity that are coming from the teams that they're leading, but also, very importantly, the empathy side of leadership, knowing what the limitations are, what might be going on in other people's lives, what the priority on the project or the teaching assignment might be versus the growth of the individuals that you're trying to oversee. And I think those are tough things to define as well. But I think that a really good leader has those characteristics somewhat innate in them. I'm not saying I do a great job of that, but I would hope that as I progress in my career that I would embody those characteristics.
Well, you certainly do. And you touched upon so many of the basic leadership concepts. So tell me this. In what ways have you developed as a leader over the course of your education? Because leadership in a corporate context or leadership in a global context related to politics or, it's very different than leadership in an educational context, especially as a student.
Sure. And the thing with me is that I've been in academia my entire life. I mean, if you want to count, preschool and kindergarten, high school, and all that stuff, I've never really held a corporate position other than a couple of internships many moons ago. But, to develop that type of leadership capability in academia is offered to us in a lot of different ways. Actually, the biggest way that I saw it kind of developing for me was through my teaching assignments. I had a lot of opportunity to teach at undergraduate courses, lecture in those courses, and that provided an element of confidence that's important in being a leader. Certainly that's true. And then I had some undergraduate students that I was working with on research assignments. But another good element of my leadership that was able to develop was the fact that I was my own principal investigator. And this was somewhat of an odd situation because most engineering students are overseen by a very distinct research grant or a set of advisors. Now, my advisor is a wonderful person, and I've loved him for many, many years. But for the most part, I was kind of alone in that course that I had taken. I underwent a very unique situation where I had very little funding. And so I left the university's kind of confines and approached Argonne National Laboratory for them to give me access to their equipment. And luckily enough, that was something that we were able to work out. So there are elements in leadership just in kind of on my own, because if I weren't leading my own research project, I think it would have failed in many respects. Certainly perseverance is an important attribute to have when trying to succeed in a project of this magnitude as well. So I was very happy to have a multitude of opportunities there. And certainly outside of research and the classroom, I've been able to involve myself in the community quite a bit. Oh, by community, I mean the Northwestern student body. A lot of that I was doing before I was writing my dissertation, certainly, but I was active in things like science policy, some innovation groups. There were other, and then I kind of stepped out of my core competency a little bit. I was doing some consulting, student body work, just a variety of things that I felt that might diversify my skill set while there were research complications going on, or while I was facing other issues with teaching or my students or things like that.
So, in a nutshell,
right.
what you've actually explained is the repertoire of leadership skills and experiences that you have built as a student.
Right, and I feel that that was much more easily done because I'm at a university of Northwestern's caliber that has those opportunities available for people that seek them. Another two elements were my graduate certificate, teaching certificate program, which was actually a very intensive certificate to achieve, and then there was another one for management skills that was originated fairly recently.
I remember that.
Yeah, so that's for management for scientists and engineers. So specifically those that are doing PhDs in the hard sciences, to try and get them in front of some Kellogg professors, Kellogg's our school of management, to get them in front of us and teach us some soft skills and some basics behind business management and business organization, which I thought was very valuable.
Was there any time for fun?
Oh, sure. I probably.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think I probably had a lot of fun.
48 hours in a day, maybe there would have been time for fun.
Perhaps, but I mean, I was here for quite a while, and I was here during my entire 20s, and again, this is the city of Chicago, and there's a plethora of things to keep one occupied. So.
And now it's going to be a wonderful opportunity to expand all of those skills and have even more fun.
Well,
but
I hope so.
You alluded to something that I thought was important to bring up here. You said the university itself, the institution, provides opportunities for connection across the disciplines.
Mm-hmm.
And the way we met was through a program where an instructor and a student was assigned to work together, and what a wonderful opportunity that was to get to know you and to build on a friendship and a relationship. So I'm very grateful for that as well.
I'm also very grateful. I think, and you're right, because one of the key points that needs to be taken away from this is that your primary appointment was in the School of Continuing Studies, and it remains that way, and I'm over in McCormick. And those that don't know, we're also on two physically different campuses. School of Continuing Studies is primarily located in Chicago, and I'm on the Evanston campus. And we just wouldn't have been able to connect. I don't think that our research is much, much different, and the opportunity to have those dialogues with people that are outside of your field are very important in building some of those soft skills that in turn lead to strong leadership.
Exactly.